close to the end of the night, but probably not that long, 'cause it's only a half-hour stream and I'll talk for a while. I need a hero. We're gonna talk about heroes, 'cause I wanna try a different format. But today we're gonna do whatever we feel like, and we're gonna talk about heroes, yeah. Alright. Hey guys, hey Tony. Carol was here, I think, but Carol's probably gone by now. Hi Tony. Welcome with your friend. We're gonna try something different today. We're going to talk about what real life heroes look like, because we talk about fictional ones all the time, and we watch movies with heroes in them, superheroes, but like, I don't know, what's a real hero look like in the world that we live in, not just in fake fictional movies and stuff. Hi Rena, hi Emily. Finally here for a minute, going back to hospital again soon, so I'm only here for 5 minutes because I may need another open heart surgery. I'm sorry to hear that, Emily. I wish you good luck. Oh man, that's crazy. Hey Kazara, I have military training tomorrow until Thursday. Cool, Tony. Hey Silver Sky Dragon. Oh man, what happened this weekend? Not a ton. Did a couple errands. Hey Candace. But I was, Amada and I were kind of winding down the weekend yesterday, and we talked, her at her apartment and me at my apartment last night at around like 11 p.m. And then Amada's like, what the hell is that sound? And I see her on Facebook video chat, and she runs into her kitchen, and her apartment has flooded. It started to flood again from the ceiling for the 4th time in 3 years. Man, it's getting real frustrating now. So I got in my car, I head up there, and luckily during the last flood, we were taught how to shut off the water to the entire building, which feels inconsiderate, but at the same time, like, it's got to be done so that we don't end up living in a swamp. The maintenance guys showed up pretty quickly, and everybody ended up okay. There wasn't too much water damage, but that was the night last night. But I wanted to switch the format up today, as I was saying here. You heard there's a rat problem in LA? I haven't heard that, Nolan. I mean, I'm sure there's rats, but I think there's more of. I would guess there's more of a rat problem in New York, where when it gets cold, all the small animals need to get inside to where it's warm. But I don't know. Maybe there is a rat. I haven't seen. The only rats I've ever seen here, Nolan, are in the subway. Do you know the cause of the flooding? The cause of the flooding is bad piping above the kitchen, and so every 9 months or so, pipe bursts and needs to be re-sealed. So that's what's happening, and it sucks. It sucks because it's only maybe 10-15 gallons of water that come out. It's not like a huge water main that breaks open, but it definitely it covers the floor. Gotta go. Miss my appointment. See you and have fun. Bye, Emily. Good luck. Emily had open heart surgery when I was 1.5. Oh, Tony also had open heart surgery. It flooded in a lot of parts, and in India, in some parts, there's drought right now. Oh no, Surayama. Suramya. I'm sorry, it's not Surayama. Suramya. There's a lot of, oh man, flooding. Which brings us back to the topic. What does everybody think a hero looks like in real life? Like, I'm reading about the shootings in El Paso and the other one in Ohio, and people are running back into places where there's bullets flying around, and they're grabbing kids and like running out of buildings to save kids, and it's like, oh man, do you think you could do that? Like, in a real situation where someone's threatening your life, do you think that you could run back into a building where there's like, you're maybe gonna die and help somebody else that you don't need to? And of course, like, in our minds we want to say yes, we want to be like, of course I would, but it can't, we can't expect that of people, right? Sorry, I was late. I was doing a project for Lego. That's cool, Taz. I had it at 8 days. Bye, Emily. It was 1.5. Oh my god. Hey, Bill, how's your cat doing? Tony, she's doing good. I just cleaned out her litter box, but her medicine's done as of Saturday, I think. So I don't have to torture her with the medicine anymore. Felt really bad about that. Anyone can be a hero for doing great deeds. Maybe, Nolan. I don't know. Like, I guess I want to kind of figure out where people draw their line. Where it's like, if you're somebody who donates to charities, like, does that I guess, what's the point? Like, what's the point of gatekeeping? Like, if you do good deeds, right, you should get credit for it. But I mean, are there people in the world who there should be like a movie made about, like Mother Teresa level, like amounts of compassion that we just never hear about because it's not as sensational of a news story as someone who does horrific, murderous things. A hero may not always be successful, but a hero to me is someone who needs to do what's needed and act selflessly to save or try to save someone in a serious, dangerous medical situation. All right, yeah. So yeah, I mean, Candace, your first sort of qualifier is someone who's out to help someone that is in a physical danger, which is good, which is, of course, I think the most tangible way to think about it. But maybe there's more subtle stuff. Maybe there's people out there, social workers, psychologists who are helping people by the suicide hotline workers. Man, like, imagine taking on that responsibility and just being there for phone calls every day of people who are in distress and who are thinking about, like, I don't want to be here anymore, and you have to figure out a way to have a conversation with them that's going to make them think again. I mean, I know that's a whole nuanced, everything's nuanced, I guess. I want to do something like that for someone. I've wanted to do that since I was a kid. Wanted to join the army. My parents didn't allow me for that. Yeah, Saramya, I mean, the army is another interesting thing, because it's like, you could be a combat medic and save, kind of your brothers and sisters' lives as soldiers in wartime. But at the end of the day, you're also, like, holding a gun, and you might be the person that harms as well as helps. I don't know. I'm so conflicted about military stuff now, where it's like, couldn't we all just be doing, like, couldn't all war be diplomatic, and then the rest of it is just like, we're sending out our standing forces to aid countries rather than, like, specifically raiding and occupying and stuff. But is this too heavy? Do we not need to be doing this? I don't know. I'm already second guessing this group discussion thing. My friend is bugging me. I don't want to watch this. There's a Mother Teresa movie called The Letters. True. I'm doing military training for 3 days. Ted Bundy did work on the suicide hotline. Oh, really? I didn't know that, Nolan. Ted Bundy worked on a suicide hotline. That's hard to fuse, because it's like a person, obviously a person who goes out and murders, and, like, I don't know, Ted Bundy, if he was just a murderer, if he was one of the cannibal guys as well. But it's like, if somebody spends a lot of time helping the public in general, and then goes out and does something atrocious, does that wipe away all the good they've done? Oh man, this is too heavy. Maybe we shouldn't do this. Maybe we should just talk about whatever we were going to talk about. Oh man. Hey Kristen. Cool. You have a very bright, does that say Vice? Weird. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. News events have gotten me thinking about, like, how do people make a difference? How it's actually harder to contribute time to try and feel like you're doing some good in the world than it should be. You know, like if you want to go and help out, like the Peace Corps, or you want to go be a teacher in an underprivileged country. Yeah, Selena, we do 1/2 hour early. We do 1/2 hour stream early and 1/2 hour stream late. So this is for all the people who are overseas, and whenever I would do a 3 or 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock stream, they'd be like, oh, well, it's 4 o'clock in the morning here. I was like, okay, well, I'll do one earlier in the day. And so instead of doing 1 hour long stream, we're doing 2 half-hour long streams. So yes, bright and early. Hey, don't take it too seriously. We're having a lighthearted conversation. It's not that lighthearted, Saramya. I'm doing the military training for my family. How does your family benefit, Tony? That makes sense. I finally have a day off so I can watch. Oh, that's nice, Selena. I'm happy to watch this. Lately I've been busy, but now I'm here. Well, welcome, Kristen, not Christina. I don't know why I wanted to say Christina. Ah, man. But on a much, much, much lighter note, August 15th, we're going to be doing Nerd Nights at the Arcadia Westfield Mall. Nerdbot is having a Nerd Nights event, and I will be hosting karaoke. So if anyone wants to come by and see me, if you're in Southern California, please, Arcadia Westfield Mall, August 15th, starting around usually 8:45, 9 o'clock. We'll get karaoke started. We'll have a good time. So my SoCal peeps, keep focused on that. There's been a lot of attacks around my area, so I figured I could do something. I'm not gonna ask you what area you're from, Tony. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it seems like a lot of people's answer to emergency situations involving violence is to be prepared to do more violence, which I can't argue with the effectiveness of that, but I think it comes back to my point of how hard it is to kind of put your time into doing good, teaching and cooking and getting food to people who need it, getting shelter and clothing to people who need it. Like, name the organization that you just volunteer for and they let you do that, like, without having to be a qualified home builder or something else or this or that. And I guess the apprehension is, oh, we can't let everybody in because then somebody's going to be a bad egg and not represent us correctly. And I mean, there's certainly plenty of examples of that, people who have taken advantage of, you know, it's kind of that I'm a vampire who works at a blood bank sort of thing, where it's like, we need all the help we can get, and we take these people in, and it turns out to be somebody who's going to take advantage. Will you be going to Anaheim for D23 August 23rd? I will not, Nolan. I went to D23 one time, and I didn't love it. It's kind of an empty convention as far as just like the exhibition hall. There's not a lot going on there because Disney's the only vendor and they have to fill up this massive space. So you go and it's like, here's Disney's booth about pins. Here's Disney's booth that's about the upcoming movie that they're having come out. Here's Disney's new video game or something. And it's like, all right, well, what am I supposed to do with all this? Because it's all just stuff to look at. Like, there's not a lot to interact with. But I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm a crazy guy. Let's see. I'm in a really bad area, so I feel I have to do something about it. Yeah, Tony. Well, don't plan on being a I don't know. I guess it's impossible to really plan on what you'd do if something really terrible happened in your neighborhood or in the public place that you're in. But I think if you set your mind to having a certain standard of morals, perhaps you'll surprise yourself and act above and beyond. But you also can't expect that of yourself, to be like, hey, if something terrible happens, I'm gonna jump up and like do the right thing and be like this person who made a big difference. Because it's like it's in our nature to panic as well. It's in our nature to stay safe. It's in our nature to preserve our own lives. And if that's the way things go down, like, there's nothing bad or wrong about that. Hero can also be someone who steps in and helps take care of people during certain situations. Someone who keeps things up and going for a family during a loss and family member. Yeah. Oh, Selena, you're going to be here during the 15th or the 23rd? Because that'd be cool. Maybe you can come to Nerd Nights if you feel like it. Well, the other night, my mom's oven exploded. Well, Tony, I don't think any amount of military training is going to save you from an exploding oven. Oh, the 23rd. Okay, well, cool. Yeah, let me know when you're in town and we'll get together. Had the same happen to me, Tony. Our oven element blew up like a bundle of firecrackers. That's nuts! Yesterday, I cooked some stuff in my toaster oven, and I had used a cookie sheet a couple of times with the aluminum foil on it, and it had gathered a little bit of oil and sort of detritus on there, and I looked up and my cookie sheet was on fire. And I was like, oh, that's not good. So I changed out the aluminum foil. That's what I get for trying to recycle, guys. I get bullied at school as well, so it would help out with that. I hope so, Tony. I hope that we all get the skills we need not to have to deal with other people's unfair bullshit. Flying on the 20th, but I'll let you know. Yeah, Selena, so it's funny, like, heating elements, I don't know what they're made out of, but when you heat something up over and over again that has a heating element, those elements start to swell. I would see this a lot when I worked for the company that repaired dishwashers. They'd need to heat the water up to like 113 degrees, and they'd have these coils. Some of the machines would have coils that heated the water up, and basically boil the water in a small area of the machine, and the heat would disperse. And every once in a while, you'd have to peek your head in and look at these heating coils, and if they started to look like they were ballooning out, and they're made out of metal, like, then they would start to get inflated, and eventually, if you leave it alone long enough, it bursts. Now, these were underwater, though. If it's in your oven, and those red hot sort of metal bars get too hot, I guess they start crackling like firecrackers and can cause a fire. But that's what we get for being human beings that need our food hot. You know, everything costs something. But another news, Strategicon is coming up. I'm pretty excited about that. I think that's next month, September. I would really like to go to that. Our friend Bryn, is going to be coming into town, and she's going to be going to Strategicon, so I'm going to get to see her then. And that's who that text was from. We're sort of coordinating right now, so I'm pretty excited about playing more games. Oh, I got to play some games this weekend. Got to play Mystic Vale, and Betrayal at House on the Hill, and had some fun. I saw Bennett, for those of you who remember Bennett. I got to see... Who else did I get to see? Our friend Anu, who's a friend of Brandy's. If you guys are like old school, I know Candace recognizes Brandy and Bennett and all them. But, oh, Tony, go to take a nap. If you're tired, go take a nap. You ever went to Universal Studios? Me and Mom were rethinking of going there someday for vacation. Yeah, Nolan, I have not. I actually just saw, one of the other people I saw at game night was my friend Stephanie, whose boyfriend Alejandro works at Universal, and we had a whole conversation about how I've never actually been there. I've lived here, I think I've lived in California for over 10 years, and I've never spent a day at Universal Studios theme park. So, that's something I should look into, but I might not. I don't know. I just don't. I don't love spending days walking around on concrete in the open. But yeah, when Selena comes to town, when you go to Universal, maybe we'll get to hang out a little bit outside Universal in City Walk or something. I'm pretty excited to be going to a Queen tribute band at the Grove in a few weeks. Oh, that's pretty cool, Kristen. What are they called? Are they called Rhapsody? Are they called are they called My Bicycle? Are they called the Champions? What would you call your Queen tribute band? The Matriarch? Oh man, speaking of patriarchies and matriarchies, I have been watching Game of Thrones. God, that's a good show. It's so brutal, and it's so hard to like just fuse on the violence sometimes, because it's like, obviously it's a fantasy world, but it's based on the sorts of things that would happen, you know, centuries ago in feudal European countries. And it's like people would just get their heads cut off for like stealing things or lying to someone above their station or something like that. And I don't know, imagine that. Imagine singing a song about a politician or something and they cut your tongue out for it. That's insane. It's insanity. Let me check. Good question. I just dislocated my hip, but I'm okay. No, Tony! Too many medical problems. You gotta... Don't dislocate your hip. It's like a room full of puppies. You guys just hurt yourselves all the time. You're just falling over. Like, why? Why is it so hard? Why? Oh, it's hurting. Just got pizza, so I haven't been able to text. Sorry. It's okay, Taz. You cool? You good? How's things in Ireland? How's things all over the world? How's things in Canada? How's things in wherever you are? Everybody's all over the world right now. Tony's double jointed, so dislocating your hip is hopefully not anything even remotely painful. We will find out, I guess, over the course of the next few weeks. Tony reports in on how many hospital visits it took to amend this hip dislocation. Good God. I actually get a little pop in my hip every once in a while. Nolan, your burn is finally healed. That's good. It's hard to keep track of who's burned, who's got their entire body snapped in half by car accidents, who's getting open heart surgery, who's fainting, who's depressed. Everybody's just all over the place with the medical problems. Taz says it just got thunder and lightning a couple weeks ago. That's cool. It's nice to have some pretty um, weather, some weather that makes some noise, where everyone complains about their problems. It's true, Kazara. Just come here and tell me about what's ailing you so I can feel helpless and do nothing to help you. I've been to hospital 50 times in my life. It's a nice round number, Tony. Let's just cap it there. Let's say 50's enough and spend the rest of our life being healthy, not ever needing to go to the hospital again. Can I ask when will be the American stream, because I'll be staying up for it? My bet, Taz, is 5 p.m. I can never guarantee it because I sort of like get rolling on something. I've also promised my buddy I'm going to help him move out today. So there's a small possibility that if you... Oh, there's a little kitty. There's a small possibility that if I get a call from him, the American stream won't be until much, much later. If you want to get 8 hours of sleep today, I would recommend as soon as this stream ends, just go to bed. I might, I've done it. It's not unheard of for me to do my second stream on a Tuesday. But we'll have to see how he wants to do it. The band doesn't really have a name, but it's performed by Gary Mullen and the Works. I don't know who that is. Gary Mullen and the Works. I always hated when somebody names their band. They put their full name out, and then they just name a band after that. The Works. I'm part of the Works, but Gary's our overlord. Also depressed and have anxiety. It's not easy for me. I understand, Tony. I just want you to feel good, that's all. I just don't want you to be in pain all the time. Can I ask when will be the American stream? Okay. It's nice sitting in for a bit. Have to get ready to go out and study. What are you studying for now, Selena? Didn't you just graduate like 2 years ago? Good God. How are you always studying? So here, that will be 12 at night to 3 in the morning. Right. Stock up food. Yeah, I would say around 4 or 5 o'clock. So just... Taz. Oh, you graduated high school. You're in college now. Can't high school be enough? Can't we all just do high school and be done? Wouldn't that be nice? If we didn't have to worry about it anymore after high school. Just go out, get yourself a high-paying job, and go to bed. Forever. Corporate finance final exam next week. Selena, no, not corporate finance. So isn't that like where 90% of like sociopaths go to study? Corporate business majors? Good for you, Selena. Currently I'm a sophomore. Tony, I would hug you, but we're on different screens, so virtual. Sadly, high school doesn't get me very far. Thought of having a good job after was nice. Yeah, it'd be nice if you didn't have to work that hard to make a lot and do well in life. I go to College of Life. Yeah, Nolan, you know what I'm talking about. You and me, College of Life. Except for I did go to another college, art college, but who cares? So we got about 2 minutes left. It's just basics to stock valuation and calculating projects and stuff like that. Yeah, I guess. I just hope you don't end up working with a bunch of jerks, Selena, because you're real nice. And every time I think of people who work in the stock market, I'm like, ooh, boy, those guys. No scruples. Not a scruple among them. You go to College of Vegetables and Sadness. Oh, Taz. Is potato a vegetable, or is it a root thing? I toured a whole bunch of colleges in SoCal a few weeks ago. Oh, that's cool, Kazara. You should have dropped me a line. Maybe we could have gotten lunch. Anyways, I will be streaming again probably later this afternoon, unless I get called to help load up a moving truck. In which case, maybe I'll stream tomorrow. Stay tuned. Watch my Facebook page. Watch my Twitter. I will stream again soon. Mandatory class for my bachelor's, but still debating what to do after. You're gonna do fine, Selena. I want you to be the boss. That's what I want for you. For you to be nobody's person to order around. Okay. What is your Facebook? Facebook.com/Loki will always hate you. And Twitter is Loki_hates_you. I think. Oh no, Zayn, we're about to stop. Anyways. Guys, I'm gonna sign off. We'll see you in the afternoon. Be good to each other. Miss you, love you, bye. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Gonna graduate high school and get me a job. Gonna go to a place there where I can